What I did table. Oh, I did something. Yeah. Hmm. Hmm. Maria. Hi, Maria.
Hi, Isaac.
Hmm. Anything that comes to be spoken?
No.
Yeah.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you for being here. Thank you. Feet. Hi, feet. Thanks, feet.
Thank you so much. I said,
Yeah.
this is so lucky. So lucky.
Ah, Jacob. Andrea.
Hello.
Hi, Andrea.
It feels I have to speak first.
No worries. Go
That
for
the nervous system can calm down a bit.
it. Mm.
Yeah, there happened a sweet realization which I really feel like sharing.
Go for it.
Yeah, like noticing an old ignorance and combined with this deep longing of this body to really merge with everything, like with the subtle realms like stars, planets, air.
And just what brings the idea that it's not already merged?
Yes.
I mean,
That's it.
Yeah, that's
That's
amazing.
it.
Eh? Yeah.
Yeah, but in this realization, there just happened this noticing of this, which thinks that,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
which keeps me from, or keeps this in a way from just let it happen.
Let's slow it down. What keeps what from what? A thought arises. In that thought, a sense of I appears. That sense of I isn't real. There is no separation. There never has been. There never can be.
But very strong belief around that.
Yeah,
Like this is where the big kids play. Like this is not for you. I mean, really physically, I was in a very wonderful group, and I refused to keep going because something was really investigating in this belief.
Yeah.
And so it's just, okay, it's noticed, it's seen, and
Yeah.
And in this, a very sweet touch happens.
Of course, because yeah, you see, I mean, you see there's a belief there, and you see, look, to whom does this belief belong? It doesn't seem to belong to anyone. It just a movement happens within awareness. And then somehow there's an imposition that I believe it, or some idea like that, but it's just, it's like,
Yeah, and this seeing, I mean, as you know, and over the last 8 years, so it entered every aspect of my life, and as we know, it is without end, and this seeing that how powerful it is to really give this one the sense that it's disconnected.
yeah.
And to let it appear as my as reality, as real.
Yeah.
And realizing that the whole thing here, I mean, millions of people are operating like that.
Yeah.
Believing in this disconnect from Earth and planets and
Yeah. Yeah, that's far out, you know, like just to go deep into that. Who is doing that?
just conditioned beliefs and
Yeah,
building a mass consciousness, building
exactly.
a field
There's no one.
mass
There's no one
consciousness.
actually. There's no one actually doing it. It's just like a momentum of this great intelligence. It has to be. I don't know. There's nothing else that could be possibly be doing it. Yeah.
Yeah, but these small shifts really make a huge difference.
For sure. Yeah.
Like
just this. Yeah.
with a very simple example, I mean, I started to take a few supplements, and it's a whole other story if I take it like with this ignorant, doesn't help anyway. Oh, hey, let's make love with each other.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it produces a deep touch in the heart. Dry mouth. And also thick, loving blood flow. kissing.
Mm.
Tingling in the head, in the so-called head. Okay, beloved. And on another note, I would love to see you physically again one day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It seems to be easing up for now. Who knows, what the next phase of this craziness is. Let's watch. If it's possible, I'd love to come to Europe again.
Yeah.
See.
Okay.
Thanks, Andrea.
Yeah, thank you.
Esther. Marco.
Hi, Isaac.
Hi.
Strange times. Just want to sit, but at first I want to speak for getting coordinates. Last week, I was fed up with all the Vedanta stuff. There is no you, there is no me. It's the beloved moment, and I've come to the decision it's always a concept. This is also a concept.
Every word, of course.
Yes. And what I recognize is something deepens, and in this deepening of what I was called feel of love or something like this, there is a surrendering at the same time, the pattern of not grasping but going into magnetism that leads and ends to there's a me and a you and something that I want something. And And it was so good, and at the same time it was so painful to see that for me, what's called me. And what I recognize is that what's left is in all the deep I don't know and a lot of pain at the moment. There is something like a smile. It's a little hand that holds, and a little hand that holds for a minute, for a second, and this is great. And then I am in time and space, and I'm freaking out at the moment to see what's going on. I'm completely freaking out. At the same time, there's something like this. Just meditate. I forget that I have a flight and fight response to say, stop. And I have to say, stop, what's going on? And I feel the immense power, the power of love, or what is that? To say, what's going on here? And not to surrender, it's to see, hey, what's going on here? And this I'm in, and I'm just, it's a meandering of getting precious moments of stillness, and the other hand, it's for me, I find poetry, deep poetry, in order to enter the hearts of the persons, in order to get it going into a field of, oh, it's not meditating, not being still. It's using the sound of words and deepening with a sense of, don't know. I don't know. It's, and I come along Jeff Foster and I hear him. Interesting. But I don't know. And I feel that, yes, everything is changing at the moment, and then there is a whiling of life. And this I'm at the moment, it's just life going through my veins. And I want to sit with you, and it's okay, I just want to check in with something that is called you. Deeply no answer. What do you notice?
I just see that, you know, like in each moment, something plays and it's nirvana or it's hell.
Yes. Yes.
And that absolutely, you know, it's like it's nothing changes outside, but something just doesn't believe in the movie, you know. It's just there is. I mean, what's going on in the world, as we can see, it's crazy. But at the same time, it's in my view, it's seen, and then either something engages in it and really gets involved in it, or it just recognizes it, but it's more interested in being the peace that it's all happening, you know, being the love that it's all happening. And for me, when I say for me, there's a deep knowing that being the field of love that it's appearing in is actually the most beautiful contribution that can happen in this moment. And that doesn't preclude saying no, it doesn't preclude standing up, it doesn't mean any of those things. It just means that all of those happen from that space of, I'm here.
And I have the feeling, yes, it's really up to the point, and for me, I'm going through a process that there is such a glimpse of something like a deep rest, or that is widening. I have the feeling that it's deepened more, and at the same time, I feel so more than usual in time and space, and I can change between being in time and space and being in the field. But
yes, so really, what is it that changes? Really and truly, all that changes is the focus.
Yeah, yes.
There's no you that changes or anything. All that, I mean, literally, it's just the focus of attention. That's it.
And this happens by itself, or
of course, it either plays unconsciously and in a way that's painful, and produces, you could say, a willingness to explore and look.
Yeah.
Or it plays in a way that just, okay, wow, I see. It's just a playing of consciousness.
And what is, Isaac, what is the point when you, what is it, the me that can ever, what is it, a will or something like this, but it's not to change the focus, but to get in with my awareness, with my attention, just to giving it a little shift. And this, I'm getting crazy with this.
You see, to me, that it's like, I'm spending time with my grandson. You know, he's 18 months, he doesn't speak yet.
Yeah.
But I'm just watching how that expression of life is learning.
Yes. Yeah.
So learning happens, you know, like, and the learning's related to the field that it finds itself in, whether, you know, like how it gets met, so to speak. And so, you know, when we spend a little time together, before you were saying you were having a hard time. I don't know how it seems in this moment. Is like that was then, you know, and now's now, and it's just like this. So, and nothing else has changed anywhere.
Yes.
So, but yeah. So, in that, there's a learning. Like, okay, wow, nothing's solid. Nothing is. There's nobody doing anything. It just somehow the system responds and it gets in touch with its deepest knowing at times, and other times it just goes into old patterns and nobody that I can see is particularly doing it, but in some of those movements, a sense of me shows up, and it looks like it feels like, and it looks like there's someone there that's doing it. So the saying "there's no one there" is just like words pointing at something that's really a deep resonance or knowing, but it's not in the words. It's just like a reminder in a certain sense. It's like, yeah.
So in this knowing, I have the feeling, so sometimes it's getting very, very tender. And very tender, and it's open up immediately. And sometimes it's there I have to feel the padding fits in, and then
yeah, exactly. And so then, like, in some ways, it's beautiful that an exploration keeps happening. Yeah,
yes,
okay,
yes,
so it goes in that direction. Okay, now I know it, and from that perspective, the system is stressed. It's really, life looks terrible, and
this
I'll be back in a moment or two. I need to take a leak. Sorry.
Okay.
Cool.
So for me, it ends in is there still a possibility of a constant or more or less opening? Just
I don't know. I don't know if that's even a useful question. It's like that awareness is here now.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
And the movement into identification, nobody does that. Those are just movements that, as far as I can see, seem to happen by themselves. They're automatic and they're unconscious, but literally nobody's doing them. And so, like, there's this love of love that keeps allowing that to reveal itself to itself. And it's not, as far as I can see, those movements are universal. There's nobody doing them. They generic, or some way of, but yet somehow, as they reveal themselves, it kind of affects the whole field. And so it's like, as we rest here, and you could say, in the resting, the love flow becomes clear and sweet. And it's like then there's knowing of that possibility, so to speak, of that. It's even deeper than the possibility. It's the knowing of the truth of it, or something like that. And so and all the patterns and all the movements kind of rub up against that in a certain way.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, so thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Mike. Lily. Oh, sorry. Yes. The echo. I'll see you now again. Oh, I got it. I see you now.
Thank you. Thank you. Sorry, I missed Tuesday. I was at work, but thank you so much for the transmissions, and I was able to watch the recording. So very, very great. Yeah.
Great. Thanks, Lily.
Thank you. Thank you.
Ellen. Hey, Ellen.
Hello.
Mm.
Mm. Mm.
It looks on my screen as if, oh no, you're back. Yeah, the movement is back. It looked like it was frozen for a second. But
I did this family constellation. I
oh
told you.
yeah, how did that go?
Oh, it was amazing. It was really
Wow.
amazing. It was a
Yeah.
constellation for 4.5 hours,
Wow.
very long, and she didn't work with people, but just with objects.
Yeah, yeah, cushions and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Mm.
and yeah, it's it is like it felt like you have a kind of overview
Mm.
about everything, something
Mm.
like that. It's
Yeah.
such yeah.
Mhm.
It's
Right.
like you have an overview,
Mhm.
and yeah, it's, in a way it felt like I knew already, but now it's there that I knew already all the things I saw and all the things I heard, you can
Mm.
say.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't know what to say about it. It's
Yeah, something just to bring some value. It's hard to say exactly, but yeah, some seeing happens. Yeah.
yeah, it's really seeing happens, and then
Mm.
things change, and
Mm.
more like all the information is falling on his place, or something like that, you can
Something
say.
like that. Yeah, I
Yeah,
understand.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. And then it's also interesting to see, because that was why I was asking you, like, that was my confusion, like, shall I do it or not?
Mm.
That, of course, the mind wants to, it's also a lot of information you
Mm.
get. And, and it's, of course, also very interesting for the mind, because,
Mm.
you know what I mean with
Mm.
it.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, but I'm very aware about it.
Mm.
Like
Beautiful. Yeah.
that the mind also wants to go there and yeah, to do something with it. But I know it's
Yeah, that's beautiful that you see it, because otherwise it becomes just another concept. But just the seeing itself is valuable, and then leave it.
yeah. It feels now. Yeah, yeah. I'm just gonna leave it. Yeah, for sure. I know that's but it's changed a lot in my system, and it's really
Definitely. Yeah.
falling down. And I even could see that it changed a lot in the system of Martijn and Yari, and
Fantastic.
in the whole field is changing a lot.
Yeah.
It's like a transformation.
Sure.
Wow.
Mm.
Mm.
Happy to hear.
Yeah, and I'm happy that you said it to me. Like, maybe it's good to do that, to do a family.
Mm.
It brings rest,
Mm. Beauty.
rest and clarity, and then we will just see
Sure.
how life
Moves.
unfolds.
Yeah.
itself. And it was so beautiful to also hear Milo, because he was also, of course, in the constellation. That also brought a lot of rest in my system, like, okay, phew, okay. Yeah. In the whole field of all this. Yeah. Amazing. And even also amazing how it goes, like goes back in generations, like
Yeah.
and then it was like I could see, oh, it's just everything what is happening, I can just see it, it's also just for transformation in a way. You can understand what I mean by that?
Of course.
Okay. Yeah. Transformation of the patterns and the it's all a big, such a big wild field, like wow.
Yeah.
There's nothing to do with me personally.
Exactly. Yeah.
I'm just a kind of tool, you can in a way of that. Yeah. So now it's really time for big rest, and that everything can drop down and fall down, and yeah. Yeah.
Happy to hear. Thanks for sharing all that.
Yeah, I wanted to let you know. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thanks. Good. Yeah. Bas. There you are.
I would like to sit with you.
With pleasure, Bas.
Yes. I would like to share that these days I have many beautiful things come to me, and the feeling that life is carrying me. I had beautiful experiences with that, and also getting beautiful feedback from people who I hardly know, and who they don't hardly know me, and they are very friendly and open, and yeah. So I would like to share that.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm in a very soft space all the time, and yeah, it's beautiful. And thank you very much for these meetings and for being together. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you. Well,
yeah.
Katarina. Hi.
Hi. I'm just Buz's presence just now touched me so much.
Oh, sweet, huh?
Phew. Oh, I don't know what it's this softness just. Yeah, I just wanted to sit a moment. I feel I'm holding a lot of energy at the moment because we are presenting a theater piece in which we connect to our grandmothers. And I feel I've gotten very serious. It's like holding a quite serious space.
It's good to see. It's amazing how quick something can turn serious. Yeah. But how quick it can also turn in the opposite direction, where it just is funny.
Yeah, but I observed that I thought of you about your expression when you were saying, I'm not so interested in something. I'm kind of the responsible to hold this space, to create this space, because I'm the leading person in the project. So sometimes I'm not sure how much can I just stay with myself, but sometimes I feel people flying away, like just getting very distracted or not grounded anymore. And then I get even more grounded. It's as if I'm balancing it out, and then I'm coming in like, okay, everybody has to ground again. I'm like, come back. But I'm still not able to do it with humor. Now I can do. I would love if I could come in like that, but I still don't have the distance to my own function, let's say.
Yeah, so there's a learning happening, and you see it, and just be gentle. Let it learn. Let it learn. It's learning. We don't have to do it perfect. We're learning. So once we're learning, let it learn.
I realize I don't want to be, it's interesting. It's the judgment that keeps me away, I guess, from this. And it seems as if the freedom and the control do not go together yet. I want to be free and let people be free,
But if you have kind of a function of holding something together and creating something, you cannot run everybody in every direction and be free. Yeah. It's good to see that.
Yeah, so, you know, it's like, might be useful just to look at the difference between trying to control and inviting.
Mm. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like your function is to keep, you know, people came together with a direction, you could say, or an interest, and then just to keep reminding, okay, this is what we're here for. It's like,
yeah,
you can't really control anybody. Yeah, it's like, yeah.
Mm. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah,
So,
fun.
So I'm ready to just meet you.
Oh, lovely. Yeah.
Mm.
And how we're meeting now feels like just a beautiful invitation to it keeps playing. It's playful, it's live, it's just keeps, yeah, it's very sweet.
Very easy.
Mm.
Very allowing. Mm-hmm. How long are you going to stay on Maui?
About another, I think it's 12 days or something like that. Not so, it goes quick. It's beautiful. Yeah.
Oh yes, I've been there, and knowing you are there, it's like, oh, enjoy.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Isaac.
Yeah, thank you. Oh, Frank.
Hello, Isaac.
Hi, Frank.
And hello to the Sangha. I would just like to have a moment with you.
With pleasure.
Can you talk again?
Because sure. Yeah, does that help?
No.
Yeah. Okay. Just let whatever sensations come, let them come. You don't have to grab them or do anything. They always will change by themselves. Thank you for taking a moment with me. Yeah.
Thank you also.
Yeah. Roger. Hey, Roger.
Hey.
Thanks, Roger.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, Didi. Sissy.
Good
Hi,
morning.
Sissy. Hi, Sissy.
Hi, Isaac. I want some clarity because there is an upset in my system. I want to know the truth. What's going on?
Okay. It's beautiful how you speak. You notice there's an upset in your system. And then if you look, you didn't ask for it, right?
Yeah,
It came by itself.
it came there, yeah.
Yeah. And so when an upset happens, usually there's an attempt to want to understand it or fix it, or, you know, it's like, because a lot of times an upset will happen in relation to a circumstance or a person. So it wants to project onto the circumstance, or it wants to project onto the person. But ultimately, it's just something is moving and it has nothing to do with you, but it's uncomfortable. So, of course, our thinking wants to try and help and wants to try and figure it out. But ultimately, there's just something bubbling, you know, it's like that.
Mhm.
I don't know if we can ever really figure it out. All we know is that there's just something that's feeling disturbed. Not up to us. We don't ask for it. We don't do it. It doesn't mean anything about us. But if it's possible to just let it bubble away without your mind trying to solve it or fix it. Or...
Now my whole story falls apart. I cannot tell my story anymore now.
Yeah. It's just an opportunity, you know, for some old information that has never been, there's never been presence to. It's okay.
Nice, nice, nice. It's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I try to fix it because it's an unconscious pattern. It's getting so fast in my system. And then, and I'm really ashamed also. There's a shame on it. I'm like, Jesus, what's this? And then it's happening so fast. And then I'm thinking, what is it? Is it something about my childhood? Is it, can I fix it? Is it, can I integrate it in my system? Is it a little girl who is not integrated in my, what is this? Or I just don't know.
We don't know. We don't know. You know what you can, sometimes, I mean, just it's like this, there's a touch, something starts vibrating or like that. And then of course that exactly what you spoke of, our thinking wants to try and help and wants to try and, okay, what is it? Where is it coming from? It's like, but in its most simple, this moment is a sensation to us. And oftentimes, mostly the sensations of the moment are interpreted through our conditioning and our trauma load. So, and, you know, because it's just sensations, yeah?
Yeah.
And then when something in our system automatically and consciously wants it to be different, it wants to get away from it. That shows up as that movement that you're talking about. So there's just like, at its very simplest, it's just sensations that something in the system wants to get away from. Not that you want to get away from it, the conditioning or the trauma.
Yes.
So we just here, and I'm holding your hand, and we just present to whatever's, not trying to solve it, not trying to fix it, just presence, loving presence.
I think it's just something that wants to be seen.
That's all. That's
and not pushed away.
Pushed away. Exactly. Susie. Exactly.
Thank you.
Oh, so beautiful. Yeah. Thanks. Thank you all for showing up, and thank you, Bas, for hosting again. I really appreciate. Just taking a moment to feel you, see you all. Love, peace, beauty. Yeah. So,